Okay, so today I'd like to show to you how I use Google Scholar to conduct a literature review. Let's just say I have a new idea and I want to figure out whether this idea has been done, and I kind of want to do a rough search. Let's just say I'd be interested in finding out whether somebody has looked at the relationship between the consumption of time and busyness and status. So I might type in status and consumption and time. What I do then is I just kind of look at the titles here and see whether anything jumps to me that seems like it might be related. And indeed here I actually see, there's a paper that says conspicuous consumption of time when busyness and lack of leisure time become a status symbol. And I might click here to look at the paper or just kind of skim the different abstracts. And so there's two things that I then do once I've kind of identified one paper that seems like it might be relevant. On the one hand, I look at this paper and I look at which papers have these authors cited. So I go all the way back to the end after I've read the abstract and I've figured out that this is related and closely related to what I'm interested in studying. And I look at the references that these people have used. And I kind of look at these different titles here and kind of see, is there anything that might be interesting to me that I want to look at? So maybe I decide that here there's another paper on status and competence and consumption, so I might want to then have a look at that. And I'll just kind of go down and kind of look and kind of do that. And hopefully I'll find some other paper with this principle with which I can do the same. Another thing I can do, though, instead of just looking at who has have these researchers cited, I can also look at what came after this paper. And by doing that, I can actually look at this here by clicking on cited by. And this means that the researchers after this paper has been published have published several other things. For example, the functional alibi has cited this other paper that I found. So I kind of use the snowball principle by identifying a single paper that seems relevant and then looking at both the papers that this paper has cited and also the cited by. And then I work my way through these different papers by doing the same thing over and over again. So once I found another paper that is relevant, I again look at who has cited this paper and who have they cited. Another thing I can do also is I can actually filter to find a more directed search, an advanced search. So over the advanced search, I can actually enter different words, phrases, and also author names. And I can also put in different journals. And for marketing, there's a few journals that are the most relevant, and that's the Journal of Consumer Research, the Journal of Consumer Psychology, and the Journal of Marketing. These are relevant for consumer behavior, so more of the psychology side. That's the side that I'm working on. If you are somebody who is in a different field, you might want to restrict your search to different journals here. Another thing that I do when I look for consumer-related papers is actually go into the Journal of Consumer Research, which is one of the top journals. And the nice thing about the Journal of Consumer Research is that they actually have a search function within the journal. I can look here at the search content and can enter certain keywords to look specifically in this journal. And sometimes I found that the search is a bit more accurate than if I just go on Google Scholar. For example, I might go to time and status here. And hopefully I'll find something that is related. And again, once I found something, oh yes, this pops up, the paper that we just found. Then I download it. And then I again do the snowball principle and look for what these researchers have cited and which other researchers or papers have cited this paper. Again, it all comes down to just finding a single paper with which I can do the snowball principle. And also maybe having some sort of a starting point to look at JCR or something else in order to kind of start.